All right. It's on now. What? Yeah, it's on. I got it. I got it going. Oh, you want me to hit this button over here? Hit what button over where? You're gonna hit what? Oh, here we go. Oh, this is perfect. This is great for Joe's intro. Why on earth would Joe get an intro? Doesn't even make any sense. Go ahead. Dude, do the intro. Let's get Joe on here. Come on. What is up, Sports Podcast? We do not use the F word when we talk about professional wrestling. I shouldn't let your friends use it either. Hey, show them the shirt. Do what? Show them the shirt. Yeah, he's got that Eatland, Joe.
I see that.
Yeah, gotta love the Eatland. We are brought to you today by Rebel Ape. Grab the can. What? Here. Yeah, there we go. Brought to you by Rebel Ape energy drink. I don't know what's all in this stuff, Joe. I don't know what it does. I haven't had it. Can looks cool though.
Oh, okay. That AP like. Ooh.
It's got stuff in there, Joe. You should drink it. I'm not having that.
I have to.
Yeah, we don't need Mark all hopped up on that. What else? Who else is sponsoring? Oh, our friends over at All Wrestling Tees. They don't make the Eatland shirt. If you want the Eatland shirt, you let us know, and we'll figure that out for you. Show them the shirt again, Jeremy. Okay, dude. Why do you have me keep showing? Because it's got my face on it. That's the only reason why. We're also brought to you by Fat Ink Ohio. If you want to get some tattoos done, hit up Freddie. Also brought to you by Fat Ink Ohio. Brings to you Cinco de Mayo Round 2. Hey, can I get an echo on that? What? Yeah, we can. Yeah, here, hold on.
Echo.
Fat Ink Ohio brings you Cinco de Mayo Round 2 at Don Tequila's in Elyria, July 12th. That's right. We couldn't make it happen in May because the weather sucked. But in July, it's summertime. That was wildly unnecessary to have the echo. Yeah, but it's a pretty big event. There's going to be like all kinds of games to play, a DJ, karaoke. I don't know. Joe, you going?
They're going to margaritas and chips.
There's definitely going to be chips and salsa. Limited food menu. Just keep things moving along. But yeah, Don Tequila's, Elyria, July 12th, Cinco de Mayo Round 2, presented by Fat Ink Ohio. We go. What? Maybe. I want to go. There I go. I want to go.
Go.
I want to get a margarita. You can't. Can it be a margarita? A margarita? You want to have a margarita? That's not. I don't think that's something. Is a margarita a thing? What would that even be?
They'll just probably draw like a red mark on his face and say, "Here's a margarita for drinking." You know.
Can they make margaritas orange?
Orange, blue, red.
Could there be an orange margarita? I don't know if that's a thing. I've never personally never seen an orange margarita, but I feel like it could be. It could probably be something.
I think there's an orange margarita. I know there's like a greenish, blue, yellowish red.
Cuban Gorilla's here. Maybe the Cuban Gorilla has had an orange margarita before. And Mark's trying to get alcoholic drinks named after him. He wants a margarita. He wants that to be part of the Cinco de Mayo Round 2 at Don Tequila's on July 12th. I don't know if they're going to do that for you, Mark. Well, they should. I mean, maybe. Dude, talk to Freddie. I don't know what to tell you. You're giving me a hard time for no reason.
Do it.
Hey, show him the box. Okay. We're also brought to you by Wrestling versus the World. Collectible card game. Head over to Kickstarter. Show them some support. Yeah. All right, that's it. What do you need me for now? Dude, I think you're pretty much done for right now. I don't think. I think you can probably do stuff. All right, that was
He's on one today.
yeah, it's something. He's something. I just don't know. He thinks he's the star of everything. That's important to say. I mean, he has a point. He is the focal point of like all the merch. So I don't know. Dude, what's up? How was your weekend?
My weekend, it was good. Good.
What'd you think of Backlash? What's your backlash for Backlash?
My backlash, I give it.
Come on, Joe. Don't take it easy on him. Don't take it easy on him.
I give it a 6.
A 6?
I give it a 6.
I mean, that's pretty generous.
I give it a 6.
So a lot of criticism coming in from Backlash, from people, and not from your usual suspects. The usual suspects are absolutely there. Vince Russo drug it today.
I missed that.
And here's what pisses me off about Vince Russo. I don't like when I agree with him. However, I'm not agreeing with him about Backlash. I will agree with some things. I think a 6 is probably fair. I don't think that I don't feel like that's a crazy. Cuban Gorilla has given it a 5 in our chat here, live on Instagram. If not live on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify. And drop it in the comments there too. I'm not seeing those right now, but we'll see them later. It was okay. It was okay. During the show, a rare thing happened that doesn't usually happen whenever Joe and I are watching a wrestling pay-per-view. I was texting Joe. Generally, full disclosure, guys, we generally don't do that. We generally don't talk about it before we do a podcast. We generally minimal interaction during the live shows. A few things here and there. For whom the bell tolls, we'll let each other know what time the bell rang so we can get clarification on that. And if something like ridiculous happens, there might be a text, but generally we don't really talk about it until we get here. And I texted Joe. I texted Joe during one match in particular.
Yeah, you did.
And Joe, what match was that?
That was Gunther and McAfee.
And what did I say?
You said, you asked me, you were doing something, you asked me what did you miss? I said you missed the women's IC and the men's IC.
And then what did I say about Gunther and McAfee?
You said they letting this match go on longer than them.
And I said, this sucks.
And it sucks.
I said that it sucked. I did say one thing, though. I said, it's great that this match got the live crowd into it. Mm-hmm. I didn't feel like the live crowd was really feeling it. Like they were matching all my criticisms of WWE live crowd as of late, and that they just haven't been good. And they got into McAfee versus Gunther, which I thought was fantastic that the crowd was having a good time. But then here's my issue with the match. This is my issue with Gunther versus Pat McAfee.
Go ahead.
Why on earth would Pat McAfee be able to put up more of a fight than 90% of the roster can against Gunther? That didn't make any sense. That should have been a match. There was no reason for it to be competitive. Because what? Now Gunther respects Pat? What does that mean? Is Pat going to do an IC title run now? Is Pat going to go after Dom? What on what planet does Gunther need to respect Pat McAfee? What does this do for any story progression?
It does nothing. Really, it does nothing.
So there was no reason to do it that way.
I just say this. They probably just did the match so Pat could stand up from Cole, and then that he could just go on commentary probably tonight and say, I stood up from Buddy Cole I went to war with Gunther, and I lost.
So here's my thing. This is just my opinion. I'm really trying to do better at not shitting on it. I'm trying to not shit on it. But the only thing that match did was damage Michael Cole's credibility. Why do I say that? Well, because throughout most of Michael Cole's career, he had some spots where he was a heel, but for the most part, he's been a stand-up guy, generally calling shit roughly down the middle, a little emotional toward heels, but not like outright, except for Dom. Hates Dom. Yeah. But he tried to cheat for Pat to win, and he failed at cheating. Now, there was no reason for him to try to cheat for Pat to win because there's nothing for Pat to gain in victory. Where Pat gained was just by doing it.
Yeah.
So, like, there was no reason for Pat to ever feel like he was able to mount an offense because if Pat McAfee's a babyface, he wasn't going to become more of a babyface. Like, whenever he stood up for Cole on commentary and got choked out, that's peak. That's right where he needed to be. Doesn't need to go any higher. There's no reason for it. Now, you have him do the match, and we're talking Gunther just lost the world title. His second back-to-back loss at WrestleMania. Both times dropping a title.
Mm-hmm.
Gunther should have been getting some shine back. You should have been reestablishing Gunther as a killer. He should have gone in there and massacred Pat McAfee. And then Michael Cole could have done the right thing, stand up by. He could have got in there, tried to ward Gunther off and try and plead with him, talk some sense into him, and beg and plead for mercy. And Gunther go, no, and chuck Michael Cole aside. And then Cole could have just thrown in the towel. Pat didn't have to get beat. He didn't have to get choked out. He didn't have to take the pin. I don't know why it matters that he did. But if you wanted to, like, establish, well, you know what, he's a baby face. He's not going to give up. He's fighting for his friend. Let his friend who he's defending throw in the towel. Say, that's it. He's done. Stop the match. Everything's fine then. Gunther loses nothing and gains a lot of heel heat. That match, no one gained anything. It didn't do anything for anyone involved. It didn't help Pat McAfee in any capacity. It didn't reestablish Gunther as a killer, and it damaged Michael Cole's credibility to be fair and unbiased. Because now Michael Cole tries to cheat to win. So he can't criticize Dominic Mysterio. He can't criticize the Judgment Day. He can't criticize the New Day. He can no longer be critical of people who use outside interference and heel tactics to try to win a match because he himself did that. Now, if they don't have Karrion Kross talk about this at some point over the next 14 days, that's a mistake. That's a mistake. Karrion Kross should be referencing the dirty deeds people have done in the past. And he should make it a point. Whenever they cut to his promo tonight in between matches on Netflix, he should make it a point to say something about even Michael Cole can be a bad guy.
Even Michael Cole.
Even Michael Cole can be a... Otherwise, this just did nothing. There was no point in this match except for to damage Cole's credibility. I will say, man, that a nice U.S. title match that opened the show. Great opening. Good match.
It was.
I was initially a little worried about Drew McIntyre. I thought his head hit the ground pretty hard outside.
Oh, yeah, I thought it was
seemingly okay. Ooh. I guess he's okay, a little banged up, but okay.
Yeah, he's okay. And Priest lost the tooth.
He didn't lose it. It got knocked loose, but I guess they were leaving it in place and hoping that it re-roots.
Oh, damn.
That's the last I heard, was that they were just going to leave it there and not do anything with it.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
I will say this about the U.S. title match. You did predict Jeff Cobb being with helping Jacob Fatu.
I did.
Dude, it just doesn't make any sense. If we're not, we have to be working toward Jacob Fatu program opposite Jeff Cobb. But it doesn't make any sense to do that.
It's a story. They're gonna make the. It's going to start to crack, and that's the main reason make it start to crack. You got two people that you don't know really hate each other outside. That had a feud before WWE, and now they're gonna bring it to WWE, bring it to light. And when they bring it to light, that's when Solo got to make a choice: me or Jeff. And it seems like
And
Solo.
I mean, he's going to clearly, if he chooses Jeff Cobb, right?
That's right.
And then Jacob Fatu is going to go. All right. I mean, Jacob's got to be the guy who stands on his own.
No gas, no brakes.
And you know, as most of our regular listeners know, I've been a big fan of Jacob Fatu for a while.
Mm-hmm. I don't think they're going to change his name.
Cuban Gorilla is in the chat. He heard that they're going to change Jeff Cobb's name. Yeah, so Trunks makes a valid point. So Trunks is live in our chat on Instagram saying Solo and Fatu, and Jacob Fatu and Jeff Cobb are essentially the same character. And he's right. And this is where my issue with this comes in. You already have, so WWE keeps creating this monster problem themselves. You can't have more than one monster on a show. You can have an old monster designed to establish new monsters, and that's where your Braun Strowman existed. That was his space, his bubble. You've established Jacob Fatu as the new monster. And now you're going to bring in Jeff Cobb, who's going to have to be the new monster. Whatever being the enforcer and the monster was what Solo was. I don't know what the hell Solo Sikoa's gimmick is today. What is that character anymore? You're not the tribal chief. You're not the street gang. You're not the monster.
You know what happened, right? I can tell you what happened. I'll say in the beginning, they probably didn't think Jacob would get over, so they had everything running on Solo. And now, since Jacob, if you look at Jacob, everybody rooting for Jacob more than anybody on the bloodline.
Bro, let me tell you, if somebody thought Jacob Fatu wasn't getting over, they have no business being in pro wrestling. If you thought Jacob Fatu wasn't getting over, you don't know Jacob about shit.
That's just my theory. I think they believe in the beginning when this whole thing happened, Solo was going to be the main character. Nobody wouldn't think about Fatu. And now, if you look at it, Fatu, maybe the first month, Solo went downhill the first month he debuted.
He took all of Solo's aura, as the kids would say. Took it all, and just I don't know.
That's just what I think. They didn't think Jacob would be that popular.
I'm gonna say this shit now. I'll say it right now, and I'll do my best to never say it again. Okay? Solo should have beaten Roman Reigns.
Oh. He should have.
Again, it did nothing to help Roman beating Solo. It didn't help Roman Reigns at all.
No, it didn't.
And it absolutely hurt Solo Sikoa. There was no coming back from that. Then you give him Jacob, who's just a killer. Just a straight killer. No doubt that dude gets over. No doubt that dude is like the focal point. And then you're going to bring in Jeff Cobb, who's he's not going to overshadow Jacob Fatu, in my opinion. I'm a fan of both guys, but I don't see a world where Jeff Cobb overshadows Jacob Fatu. To touch on the rumor going around, they're going to change his name. I don't think they will. Biggie referenced him as the guy we know as Jeff Cobb, and And if you go on WWE.com, they reference him as Jeff Cobb. I don't think they would do that if there was a plan to change his name. I think they would have left it like up in the air like they did with Ricky Saints.
Nah, they ain't gonna change it because if you look on WWE, they even showed them back in 2012 when they did the tryouts at Jeff Cobb's.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah, they had pictures back to back to 2012 to now.
I think they should keep Jeff Cobb. I don't see a reason to change it. I mean, this is going to be his last run. He's not going to do WWE and then go somewhere else. He'll do this contract and it's probably get for him. He's been around a long time.
I don't think he's going nowhere. I think this is it. He get what? It's like when you make it to WWE, you last 10 years, you good, you set.
Vince Russo drugged John Cena versus Randy Orton.
I ain't watched it yet.
Yeah. And I've seen a lot of people with some negative opinions of Cena versus Orton.
I said
I'm here to say I thought that match was exactly what it was supposed to be. I thought it was fun.
I can say this. I gotta say one thing about Randy Orton. I gotta thank him because I seen that Prime energy drink at the store and I wanted to try it, but seeing his face.
Which one was it he was drinking?
That sour apple.
I've had Sour Nova.
Yeah.
This is delicious.
He had the new one, the sour apple.
I was going to. Well, this one's amazing.
Yeah, I was gonna try it, but his face said it all. Like, thank you. That's all I need to know. That's all I need to know. But I'll just say it went bad. It was good, but it went bad when he did the RKOs on everybody in the ring.
You didn't like that? So Vince Russo also didn't like that.
I'll say if he just did the Nick, it'd been cool. Cause then that's gonna start the next match with Nick. I can see it happening. But the rest of them really didn't need it.
I've been told that there are zero plans to have Nick Aldis wrestle. That he was never discussed to be Randy Orton's WrestleMania opponent. That RKO he delivered to him was simply to fill TV time. That there was never a plan for it to be Nick Aldis at Mania, and there are no plans for Nick Aldis to wrestle.
Oh. Okay.
All of that can change. I can tell you that where I heard that, the reliable source, in my opinion, it came from the same place, the place where I was told that Arn Anderson wasn't backstage in AEW any longer, and people were calling me out, you don't know what you're talking about, and then Arn was gone. So I kind of feel compelled to believe this person. But man, shit can always change. But what they said is that their understanding is Nick Aldis does not have a plan to wrestle anytime in the near future. That he stays in physical condition, but not ring condition, and does not have a plan to wrestle anyone.
Okay. Well, it'd been cool. See it happen because they did it before.
It would have been. Here's the thing: it's pro wrestling. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. Speaking of anything can happen, kind of seems like R-Truth's about to get that title shot.
They spoiled it too soon. Saturday night, they spoiled
I hate that people leak shit out, man. But at least they gave us a path. Our boy Starks is here. Mm-hmm. We have a path to John Cena versus R-Truth now. We created a catalyst moment. There's a reason for it to happen. People are already saying, can't believe we're going to give R-Truth a title shot in 2025.
But you know what
I can. He's R-Truth.
But you know what they're doing, right?
What are they doing?
Think about it. They are Cena. They are giving Cena the last match of everyone he had a friendship and a rival with. He giving them the very last match. So think about it. Randy, everybody knows his number one rival. R-Truth, biggest fan, had the title shot at Capital Punishment. That what 12 years ago.
It was like 2011, I think.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
A long time ago.
And now, think about it. Everyone that is in WWE right now, that either he was friends with, rival with, those are going to be his last opponents.
Yeah, and it all makes sense. Like, people get too wrapped up in some nonsensical shit pro wrestling, but it's also the same subset of wrestling fans who say, well, AEW just throws matches together, blah, blah. No shit. No shit. It's pro wrestling. Sometimes the match is the story. Sometimes the story is more important than the match. It just depends on what we're doing. And with R-Truth doesn't need to be a number one contender. R-Truth doesn't need to win a Royal Rumble to not main event WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
It's his childhood hero who just put him through a table.
Yeah.
But you also have people, and I have, tell you how many of these comments I have here. 53 upvotes, 60 some odd comments, most of them stating that John Cena's heel turn is already stale.
Damn.
I disagree.
I don't like that. I don't like you other percent. That's wrong.
I mean, do you feel like John Cena's heel turn is already stale? I think it's the only fresh thing in WWE at the moment is how much of a dick is John going to be?
Hey, but think about this. Did you hear his promo Friday against Randy Orton?
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
Did I miss something in it?
You did. I'm telling y'all. If you listen to it very carefully, it's what I've been telling y'all about what Cena's doing. This is the John talking, the employee. Think about it. He had to work his way to get there, and you had a family-owned business who had a family member with connections get you in, and then that family member saw you get in, and then being that you are close to the family, you can screw up. They give you chance after chance, and nobody will get fired.
Yeah.
And he said, he called him out. You flunked that test back in what 06? He said, yeah, 06.
Yeah.
And you're still here.
Dude, I like the John Cena heel turn at the moment. I think it's fresh. I think John dipping into reality for these promos is really good. I think that, like you said, he's speaking for me now.
See?
I think your assessment of that is spot on. I think it's making the rounds now. All the UK pro wrestling YouTube channels are talking about it, about John Cena's dad letting the cat out of the bag about leaking details of John Cena's final match. This is something you and I talked about like 2 months ago, that the final SmackDown of 2025 is in Boston. And that will be John Cena's final appearance.
Everybody would know that's going to be the final place. Where else be at?
Yeah. It's not a headline. It's not why I didn't put it in the caption for the post for tonight's live show. It's not going to be attached to the thumbnail for clickbait. I'm not going to do any of those things. In Boston in December, John Cena should walk away world champion. Everyone's saying, well, it'd be an opportunity for him to do the right thing and go out and shake Cody's hand and go out with the babyface pop. That's not what should happen. Nothing about John Cena's heel run should end how a John Cena thing should end. He should get to go out to booze. He should get to leave world champion.
But if you look at, he walked in St. Louis, not one boo. They cheered for him. Coming through the ring, they cheered for him. No boo, no nothing. Even after he won, they still cheered for him.
Well, Trunks, we're not going to ignore the ending of Backlash. So Backlash ends with what I consider to be some foreshadowing prior to the press conference. John Cena seems to be struggling internally, but he also left without music.
Mm-hmm.
I think what we're going to see over these next couple weeks and months of John Cena is Cena descend into madness. Not macho madness, but I think he's going to just snap.
I think we got 23 more appearances left. 23. I think we have 23.
So he's going to have Saturday night's main event against R-Truth.
Mm-hmm.
Money in the Bank will be CM Punk.
That's right. Yeah. SummerSlam rumored to be him and Travis versus Cody and Bad Bunny.
Yeah. There's a lot of pages that are trying to report that it's going to be him and Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam.
Ooh.
I do not think that's the case.
I think, you know what should be, I think the perfect person for him to be at SummerSlam would probably be The Miz. That his another rivalry he had with that was good was The Miz.
Yeah, and Miz would be good. I don't want to see him and Travis Scott versus Cody and Bad Bunny. I don't want to see them.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I do not think Brock is returning either. I've seen it a bunch of times. 3 separate of our listeners sent it to me. Someone's graphic of him and Brock for SummerSlam. I absolutely don't think that's happening. I don't see Brock coming back to wrestling.
Nah, Brock.
I don't know why he would.
Nah, they said with the allegation, just don't say allegations, that he's probably not coming back.
He's made enough money. He's certainly very happy doing shit on his farm and living a private life. I don't think he has a desire to do it.
Man.
Regardless of everything else, I don't think there's a reason for Brock to do it. It's not like it's going to happen.
I'm sorry. He make enough money on this butcher company he got. So he good.
Yeah. He's got that farm making money. I think he'll be just fine. Just fine. Mm-hmm. My opinion. And, Joe, let's talk about Raw.
Yeah, Raw.
We got Jey Uso appearing tonight. Going to talk about him and Logan Paul, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Got to build that up, give that some purpose. Kind of going to be a long build for that payoff.
It's in 2 weeks. Yeah, about 2 weeks from now. It's going to happen. Saturday main event. 2 weeks.
I figure it's been going for 3. So.
Yeah.
We also have CM Punk set to make an appearance tonight on Raw.
Okay. If I had to guess, it's going to be Saturday main event. It's going to be Seth and Breaker versus CM Punk and Mysterious Opponent.
Okay. Who do you think Punk's mystery opponent will be?
They're in Chicago, right? It'll be Saturday in Chicago, right?
Is Saturday night's main event in Chicago?
I think so. Let me hold it here. Damn, I don't know. Nah.
the headline for WWE's preview of Raw is Jey Uso has his heat set on Logan Paul. What would that mean? Has his heat set on Logan? I mean, Heatland is hilarious. How the hell are you going to have your heat set on? What the hell does that mean?
I don't know. Let's see. I would say if CM Punk did have a mystery opponent partner, it'll probably be Roman.
You think they would team them up again?
One night only. One night only.
We're going to go back to the enemy of my enemy is my friend for these guys?
One night only. Yeah.
Let's take Roman out of the equation. Let's have it not be Roman.
Okay, not be Roman.
Who else could it be?
I'll say just to bring him back on the show, it should be Omos.
I support it being Omos. It doesn't make a whole hell of a lot of sense. Let's just get Omos back on TV. I'm here for that. Yeah, let's do that. Let's have it be Omos.
It should be Omos.
For no other reason than to just have it be Omos and move on with life, right?
Mm-hmm. But if it is, well, I don't know if he's healed or not, but maybe Bronson Reed, if he's healed. I don't know if he's healed.
It'd be cool if it was Bronson Reed. I'd be okay with it being Bronson Reed. I don't think he's ready yet.
Okay.
But if he could be, that would be fantastic. We also have women's tag match, IYO SKY and Rhea Ripley take on Roxanne Perez and Giulia.
Okay. All right. That women's tag team match, yeah.
Just throwing a random tag out there to eventually work around to Rhea Ripley get another title shot.
Probably so, yeah.
Right? That's just kind of where we're eventually trying to work to. We also have the War Raiders set to do battle with the Creed brothers.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun.
You know what's crazy? I did not know they were real life brothers. I'm just going to throw it out there.
The Creed brothers?
They are real life brothers.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Dude, they're from Ohio.
I know, but I didn't think they're actually real life brothers. I thought they were just like, hey, we're brothers. Like, just saying. But they're, because they don't
like
really
how we're brothers.
Yeah, they don't really like each other. That's why I figured like they ain't really brothers, but
Hey man, we don't really look alike. I married your sister. You and her look nothing alike.
I know, right? You guys have gray hair, that's about it. But hey.
We have Penta versus Chad Gable.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Did you say your sister's got gray hair?
What? Huh?
You're going to get your ass kicked.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for that. But
she ain't got no gray hair. She's blonde.
Hey, it's in there, but you can't see it. It's okay. I know you're colorblind. No big deal, okay? Colorblind. It's okay. It's okay. But about the Chad Gable and Penta. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but supposedly Mask versus Mask at SummerSlam.
Penta versus Grande Americano, Mask versus Mask.
That's right.
So I'm going to have to assume Grande Americano is going to interfere in this match, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here's my question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Who is going to be playing Grande Americanos? Everyone, drop your guesses. This is my assumption. I am assuming Grande Americano is going to interfere in Chad Gable versus Penta. So Chad Gable can beat Penta. Mm-hmm. In the event that this happens, who is going to be under the Grande Americano mask? And if it's revealed, and you're right, I don't know. I'll send you some stickers, something. I'll send you something.
I'll say, okay, you need somebody without tattoos. I say NXT star.
Somebody from NXT. Who?
No. How about this? No. It'll be one of the hometown upcoming wrestlers. One of them.
Somebody out of Chicago.
Yeah, one of them.
I was thinking it could be Ethan Page.
Ethan Page. See, the thing about it is, if you look at Ethan Page and Chad Gable, Ethan Page arms ain't got that little muscular veins as Chad Gable's got.
No, I don't think there's anybody who physically resembles Chad Gable other than Grande Americano. So I don't think there's going to be a good plug and play. Like, oh, hey, this person is like the perfect pick, right? I think it's going to be a matter of we got to fill somebody in. Somebody's got to be wearing the mask. Someone who can potentially be a sniveling heel on main roster. And all I can think of is Ethan Page. Because he can eventually circle back around and be part of the group.
Or, you know what they could do? Let's just say somebody is there that's close to Penta, and El Grande is there too, but they do a little video clip, edit, record it in advance, and play it. And while they're in the ring, Penta and Chad, Penta get distracted because El Grande comes to the screenery, whatever, and points to somebody close to Penta, and boom, that's when they do the like, well, it can't be Chad, it's Penta right there. I mean, El Grande right there with da-da-da.
So maybe you have El Grande Americano attack Ray Phoenix backstage or something?
Yeah, I don't know if he's back there, but yeah.
I could see that. Now we have the match that's important for the night. AJ Styles versus Finn Bálor.
Ooh. That happened SummerSlam 18? Yeah, 17.
2018.
Yeah, 18, yeah.
It was AJ versus Demon Finn.
Yeah.
And it ended with an unscripted 2-sweep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we know what's not going to happen tonight. We know the Good Brothers aren't going to show back up. Nope. They signed with New Japan.
They sure did.
They were hanging out with the Young Bucks. Mm-hmm. Other than this is going to be a fantastic match, what's the point of this?
The point is for AJ to get a shot at the title, IC, and to get the title shot, he got to beat Finn. So basically, what's going to happen is, I'll say this: they're going to have like first round. It's going to be interference. They're going to have a second round. Something happens. Then, hey, third round, we win. I win. You get the title shot. And if I win, you join the Judgment Day. And bam, he loses. Joins the Judgment Day.
I like that you came up with that. Because in my head right now, what I was thinking is that I wish we had an avenue to just align Finn Bálor and AJ Styles. Like, let's just get those guys back together, and let's just. I would like for them to just do Bálor Club. Like, let's just get Finn and AJ together. They could have Dom and Liv. I mean, we could even keep Carlito. But let's stop calling them the Judgment Day. AJ's toward the end of his run.
Yeah.
Finn really ain't got a whole lot longer left. Probably, right? Finn's not doing another decade.
I think he signed like a 5-year deal.
5-year deal?
Yeah.
And let's just do Bálor Club in WWE. Like, I get it. We can't do Bullet Club until they buy New Japan. You know, Triple H. Can I call you Trips? I'm going to call you Trips. Can I call you Paul? You know what? We're probably not there yet. I'll stick with Trips.
Mr. Levette.
Mr. I know you tune in. If you don't, someone close to you does, because a lot of our shit ends up on your shows. Okay? Not throwing shade. Just saying, you don't got to pay me. Just keep listening. And can we please get Bálor Club done the right way? Can we just do Bálor Club like Bullet Club in 2015, 2016?
Yeah, 16.
Yeah, let's do 2016. Let's do 2016 Bullet Club. We'll call it Bálor Club. You can bring back that NXT Bálor Club shirt. We can give them an entrance that has a lot of going on. We get cool shirt. We have cool shirts. Not going to be Eatland cool, and just some cool shirts.
Cool shirts, yeah.
And we can let Finn and AJ cut a lot of really good promos. I mean good promos. Really just talking a lot of shit. And then Dom and Carlito could play the Gallo and Anderson role, or they could play the Young Bucks role of being just antagonistic dicks. Can you please do it? Please? I think I pitched that well. I begged and I groveled. I would just like an updated Bálor Club t-shirt. And then you can build to a few. And Finn Bálor can be the guy who retires AJ Styles. Or retires. Because I think AJ might do it a year in AEW when his WWE deal's done.
He said with that little foot injury he got, he said he don't want to damage it anymore, and he got 1 year left, and that's it. He done.
Man, foot injuries suck, let me tell you.
And he said with his foot it's not as bad as you may think, but it does hurt here and there. So he said this year, 1 year left, and it's over.
I don't know. I'll be surprised. I will be surprised if that's the case. But with all that, we know the lineup for Raw tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Small handful of matches. This ain't going to be on until 11. But time for the important question, Joe. For When the Bell Tolls. Brought to you by Wrestling versus the World. Pro Wrestling collectible trading card game. You can support it now on Kickstarter and get your starter decks.
Mm-hmm.
Your sister has already selected the time of 8:19 for the first bell to ring.
Not bad.
Everyone live on Instagram. Throw your start time then for the first match on Raw. Again, whoever gets the time right will win something. And if my wife is correct, everyone who plays will get something. And if Joe is ever right, I will give him all of his sponsorship shit. which includes a case of Rebel Ape energy drinks.
Oh, she said 19.
Yep. Your sister Mindy took 8:19. Trunks has 8:26.
She said 19. I'll go 25.
Joe's taking 8:25. Now, I'm going to break this down. We have to have, tonight has got to start off with a recap of Backlash. Then somebody's starting off a promo. This is Monday Night Raw. That's how Raw has to start. And this is what I can't figure out in my head. So I assume Seth, Breaker, and Paul Heyman have a segment. There's no reason why this group would not have a segment, but they're not advertised at all for the show. CM Punk is advertised for the show. So my instinct would tell me Punk would probably do the first promo.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if Punk does an opening promo, it's time to get a snack because this shit's gonna go. Now, especially if Punk does a promo where he's calling out Seth, we're gonna have some time behind it. So we're looking at like probably 5 to 7 minutes of a recap of Backlash. If CM Punk opens the show, we got like probably 20 minutes of promo going on there. Then we'll probably get a break. Then we're probably going to come back and we'll probably get around to the first bell. Now, I think Trunks might be in the right time frame at 8:26. By the math I just broke down, we're right about there. So with that,
I'll take my 25.
Yep, Joe, you got 8:25.
I'll stick my 8:25. Gut saying 8:25.
It's rare that we go beyond 8:26. Is my thing. It's been rare. We've had a few occasions where we've had 8:27 and 28. Those have been few here and there, in between.
Mm-hmm.
We have occasionally gone beyond 30 minutes. I believe that's happened 3 times the past year. Twice, 2 times. So I'm iffy on going beyond Trunks' time of 8:26. I think he may be at the right spot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off my instinct and not off my math. My instinct told me to go 8:22. That was my instinct before we discussed anything. Before I looked at the preview for Raw in any detail, I was at about 8:22 or 8:23. I was kind of leaning toward the even number. So I'm going to go 8:22.
Okay, 22.
I do think Trunks may win it tonight. I think 8:26 is probably a very good time.
Oh, but you got to think that 2-minute commercial.
So I was factoring that in to come up with later time. I'm thinking that we're going to get a commercial break before we get a match. But man, I mean, there's not a lot to recap from Backlash. Just going to put that out there. Not a lot of good shit took place. The Cena recap probably has to open the show, I would think. McAfee, Gunther probably will get mentioned during the show.
Yeah.
That probably won't be an opening an opening package, but it could be. Because they want to paint Pat as this real tough baby face.
I'll say this. If they do it right, they will start the show with main event Jay calling out Logan.
I think that would be a good start for the show too. I just don't know that they will. If I were booking it, I would. You know me. Your heavyweight champion has to be the most important thing in your program. You better make him be the most important shit. So
they got to.
We'll see what happens.
They got to, because he coming through the crowd, and that crowd, and then when he stops it the first time in the ring, he have him do the replay of it. You got to do it first. Even though they don't really care because they got unlimited time, so they're good, but still. But man,
we'll see. I think it'd be a great way to start the show. Mostly because I got my Yeet Land shirt on. Joe, you got any crazy predictions for Raw tonight?
Crazy prediction. No, just Dirty Dime. Dirty Dime going to call himself the greatest IC champion ever.
Do you think Dominic Mysterio has a chance of getting anywhere near Gunther's run?
I don't think he get the run, but I'll say he'll be at least a 3-time IC. 3 times.
I think him and someone may hot potato that belt, which will be good. I'm okay with it. You can do that with a mid-card belt now, especially the IC because it matters. So you can. Someone needs to hot potato it for a bit. So him and Breaker can hot potato it.
Nah, I think Breaker done with it. I think Breaker.
He's now ready to be in the world title scene now that you've aligned him with Seth. He's got to take a backseat to Seth Rollins getting that belt. If they wouldn't have put them together, they could have both been there. But now they're together, Seth has to become heavyweight champion.
But you know what'd be crazy? What Paul Heyman turns his back on Seth and just teams with Breaker for the rest of his time?
Not yet. He will. That will happen, but not yet.
Yeah, not yet.
All right, everyone. Thank you for checking us out live on Instagram. If you're checking us out on YouTube or Spotify, congratulations. That means I uploaded it. Don't bank on that always happening. So you should check us out on Instagram. The show's way better live. Don't got to worry about taking things out that YouTube may not like. Say whatever the hell I want. I can talk shit about Bubba Ray Dudley. Joe can use all kinds of profanity because he's got a potty mouth. That may not be accurate. We'll be back on Wednesday. Got midweek message to deliver.
Oh! You forgot who's your wrestler in the match?
Oh shit! Yeah, wrestler and match of the week for last.
Yeah.
That's right. I'll be honest. My match of the week is going to go to Randy Orton and John Cena.
Okay.
A very non-Jeremy match to get match of the week. But hey, it's for the history books. It was fun. I liked all the overbooking bullshit they did, honestly. Generally something I would critique, but for what it was exactly what it needed to be. My wrestler of the week, man, it's got to be Jacob Fatu. He just came out looking like a star.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What do you got?
I went with the Street Profit versus I can't pronounce the damn thing. How you pronounce the name?
Oh, Braxium.
Braxium. There we go. I can't pronounce the name right.
That match was fun. That was a fun match.
That was a good match. And I went with Cena as my wrestler. Only because when that guy threw that beer bottle at him, he stayed in that heel mode and gave that little smirk to him like, that was perfect.
You know, real quick before we go, I'm just going to say this. WWE needs to put a disclaimer on the YouTube videos from mid-90s WCW of fans throwing trash at the NWO. There needs to be a little thing that comes up there. Like, you will not get away with this today. That's it. Just put it right there on the screen. Mm-hmm. Like, fans are watching that shit. And we go, oh, this is how I can be part of the show because Scott Hall got hit in the head with that Diet Coke and just slicked his hair back with it. And was like, I want to be part of that moment too. Don't throw beer bottles at wrestlers, you dumbasses.
The guy that did, he looked old as us.
Yeah. Someone who knows better. You know better than to do that. First of all, you could have injured anyone in the arena. Not just John. That could have hit a kid. Yeah. At the end of the day, act right. It ain't that hard to act right. Just act right. That's the Monday message. We'll be back Wednesday for our midweek message. We'll recap Raw. Joe will tell you about NXT because I'm probably not going to watch it. And we'll preview AEW Dynamite. All that and more. Wednesday show live on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify. Follow us on Instagram too. Everyone subscribe on YouTube. It helps the algorithm for some shit. I don't know. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got. We're out.
All right.